What's up, guys? It's Josh Exam. I'm here with a new player's guide to Warhammer 40k. Warhammer 40k Eternal Crusade. This is an absolute awesome game. It's like a 30 versus 30 big battle game with capture points, tanks, spawn trucks. It's very, 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 very tactical. So when you pop in, the first thing you're going to want to do with your requisition that you start earning after matches, depending on the amount of XP you get in the match, which is basically a measure of your performance in the match, you're going to want to get supply drops. You're going to want to buy all the 500 requisition supply drops until you can't anymore, because that unlocks things like magazines, barrels, like different attachments for your weapons, along with weapons themselves. So once you finish the 500s, you move on to the 3000s, then you move on to the 12,000s, then you move on to the 30,000s. Unless you have a very like one specific weapon that you really want to buy, I recommend not purchasing it outright with requisition until you get it in one of the chests. Unless you really you really want that weapon, just like for an aesthetic reason, or anything to make you enjoy the game more. With XP, you get rank ups. What those rank ups do is they unlock different tiers for the advancements. What the advancements are is they are slight bonuses that you can purchase for your character that either unlock new trinkets and stuff to equip, or weapon masteries, which are super important. Weapon masteries reduce the loadout point cost of weapons by 100. That is absolutely essential for building good characters. So if you play, like for the orcs, for example, if you play the shoot a boy, which is equivalent to the tactical for the Marines, the trader for the CSM, and I can't remember what it is for the Eldar because no one plays Eldar. But the masteries for the weapon you use the most, you should prioritize getting that, because it's just going to let you build way better characters. Like for example, like with this build, I'm exactly at 1,000. I have 225 health, 141 armor, 140 toughness, and compare that to the basic loadout, where I have only, here, this would probably be in the basic loadout, where I only have 257, 101, and 100. So I'm going to go into details about the stats here. Health is obviously your health that you don't regen over time unless you get healed. Armor is like an overshield that regens over a certain amount of time. Toughness is damage mitigation. So if, let's say, someone is shooting at you and they're dealing normally 50 damage, if you had one more toughness, they might only deal 40, 45 damage. Or 10 more toughness, they might deal only like 40 damage to you. Where that comes into effect for attacking is this penetration number. See how this is penetration 100? If I'm shooting someone with 100 toughness, I will deal this damage. This is the exact damage that I will deal. Now, if I had a pen of 120 versus their 100 toughness, I might deal more. Now, if the penetration is lower than the enemy's toughness, you're dealing less damage. With the damage, there is fall off, so it'll tell you, 28 damage at 20 meters, 19 at 100. In between 20 and 100, it's a line. So at 40 meters, you're going to be dealing less than 28 damage, but more than 19. That kind of thing. So now, let's just discard that. I will jump into the training map and teach you some of the mechanical things. These are going to be really important. These are things that I learned very early on to do, that are going to substantially change your game. Uh, so let's wait for this queue here. Alright, the tutorial for this game absolutely sucks, because you have to run up to each one of these, and it gives you a little tooltip. So, the first thing I'd recommend doing is making sure that you're playing with the default key layout, because it's really important to be able to just right-click to get that melee in, because that'll be countering things. The next thing is middle mouse button will zoom you in. Makes you move slower, but drastically improves your accuracy. This is extremely important at mid-range encounters. Like, if your enemy is about this far away from you, you should be aiming in. Now, if you are up close, like this, aiming in will be a detriment because you'll be less maneuverable. Another thing is use cover, because when you're in cover and you pop out to shoot, your gun is more accurate and it doesn't spread as much, which is really important. Alright, another tip, you're going to want to aim for the head. See, watch these damage numbers. Body shot is 26, headshot is 53. That's double. So you deal double damage if you hit the enemy in the head. So when you're just like blindly shooting at someone, you're gonna want to let the recoil bring you up and then control it down. It's very much like any other shooter. There's, you know, recoil that you have to control. Like right now I'm dragging my mouse down to keep it right there. I'll give you an example if you don't drag. Here's an example if you don't drag. You're gonna be wildly inaccurate. Aimed in, it's just the same. So you're gonna always wanna, whenever you're firing, drag down and focus on trying to hit the enemy in the head. Because if you aim small, you miss small. Another tip that I just recently learned actually is that if you throw your grenade, you can shoot it, if I can shoot it, but you can shoot your grenades to make them explode early. So if you're a really good shot, that's something you might want to consider trying to do. Let me try and show you guys that one more time. Here, maybe if I aim it up a little bit more. Yeah, there. I made it explode a little bit early. So, here, dodging. Dodging gives you invulnerability frames for the entire time you're dodging. So what I would recommend using the dodge for is, let's set up a little scenario here. Let's say you're under fire and you're crouched around this corner. Oh, by the way, to enter cover, you just hold W and get up to it, and it automatically does it. And then if you hold W and W and AS and D, you can move back and forth. So let's say you're under fire right here. Okay, and the enemy's over there. What you're going to want to do is bridge the gap with the roll, because then you'll take no damage. Another thing you can do is, if there's an enemy coming, let's say there's an enemy coming here, if you dodge out like this, you can get the jump on them. Ammo packs. So I currently have an ammo pack equipped. That's in the bottom right there. You see that little box with the missile in it? What that is you can use it on yourself. Fully restores your ammo. Another thing is, let's say you're playing a game where there's someone using a heavy machine gun on a point and defending. It'll be more beneficial to your team for you to go to your supply crate at that point instead of using it on yourself, and then use your ammo crate on your ally, because if you aim at them and hold F, you can use the ammo crate on them and give them the ammo instead. Let's talk about the basics of the game. I will jump into an actual game and I will show you guys. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, we're in game now. Oh. Alright, so this is a different type of game than the usual one, but see the little timer symbol next to A? That means if they capture this point, they add extra time on to complete the objective. In a normal game, you would see a little progress bar there too. The progress bar is the amount of progress they've made to capturing the point, actually. Or not capturing the map. And the more time you give them, the easier it is for them to do that. Now, once they capture that point, they no longer get bonus time from it. They no longer get bonus time from it. So that means you always prioritize the points with the symbol next to them for defending or capturing. Another thing is, always listen to your squad leader. If your squad leader says to defend a point, you defend the point. There's always the strength in numbers in this game, because if you're trying to go 1v2, you might win if the enemy misses or is inaccurate or anything like that. But you also might lose because their firepower far outweighs your defenses. You always want to be putting yourself in advantageous positions, whether that means flanking a target, whether that means pushing in as a group. You always want to be putting yourself at an advantage. Another useful tip, if you press V, you can say press 1 then for need, and you can say need backup. And then it'll do a quick message like that, so it'll help alert people. There is also VoIP if you have the actual version of the game. Here, let me see if I can get that guy taken out. No, he has one of those auto cannons. That's not gonna happen. But if you ever get the chance to be the leader of a squad, please mark points. And by mark points, I mean you hold Q over a point, and it sets a destination for your party. Another thing you can do is if you want to start, you know, like a push, you can press V, 3, and then 1. What that does is it sets the rally point on you, and it follows you, so people know to follow you. Other than that, the game is pretty much just figuring stuff out. Oh, got into a melee scrap here, but I got flanked. The melee in this game is really interesting. It's like a rock, paper, scissors. So light attack beats heavy attack, and it causes them to stun. Heavy attack beats a parry, and it again stuns them. And parry beats light attack. But you can also do a thing called a clash, which if you hit a light attack with a light attack, it'll clash. What that does is it'll, you know, send both people back and deal weapon durability to each of the people's weapon. Now, the more impact, which is a secondary stat for melee weapons, you have behind your weapon, it'll stagger your opponent further when you clash and deal more weapon durability damage to them. And always make sure that you aren't prioritized going for the down. If you can get someone down, move to a different target if there's another target. I highly encourage that. Okay, I'm gonna try and get a flank off here. But if you guys Oh shit, that's right. This isn't the war zone. This isn't the war zone. Okay. Um, there's a lot of intricacies into this game, and I think I'm gonna do another tutorial series later on for a little bit more intermediate play. That'll go into more like building characters and everything like that. Building loadouts, tips on what advancement points to take. Because when you're just starting out, you just want to focus on the one class that you like playing, because that'll significantly increase your gameplay, and that means you'll get more kills, which means you'll get more XP. And prioritize the objectives over getting kills. Please, please do that. Getting hit from behind. Oh, let this pain boy heal me up here. It's another thing. If you see a pain boy or a medic running towards you, stop. Please. It helps out so much. If you guys have any questions, make sure to, leave a comment. And I'll try to post a lot more on this game because I'm really enjoying it. Make more guides, do some loadout spotlights maybe, as well as some spattered gameplay and stuff like that. Alright, well, that ends the end of the new player guide. Yeah, again, just like, comment, and subscribe. This is Josh Kazam. I'll be definitely bringing you more of this Warhammer 40k Eternal Crusade content. Alright, see you later. Peace out.